welcome to Breaking It Down. I'm your host, Guyer Baylog. I'm here tonight with Presque County Probate Judge candidate Jim Gilbert. Jim, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Could you tell us a little bit about your background?
Well, I'd be happy to. I was raised in Presque County, along with Sheboygan. My parents were from both Onaway and Tower. My grandparents lived in the county, and I graduated from Sheboygan, went to Michigan State, got my undergrad and my MBA there, worked as a CPA. One interesting thing that I did while I was in college, I interned for our district under Congressman Davis in Washington, D.C., which was a very fun experience when I was in college. Worked as a CPA in Detroit, then went back to law school, and then came up to northern Michigan about 25 years ago to practice with my father. Unfortunately, he passed away about 3 months after I passed the bar. So I've been practicing both in Sheboygan and Presque County for the last 25 years.
Now, the position of probate judge, there's Supreme Court, Circuit Court, there's all these different courts. What does a probate judge actually do?
Well, it's interesting with our county because traditionally the probate judge would be involved with family law matters. Some of the more important things are juvenile matters. That's when kids are either delinquent, being bad kids, or are being neglected, which are some of the hardest cases an attorney can have, or a judge can be involved with, our children, obviously, that are neglected. Our probate judge is unique due to the fact that they have overlapping powers with the other judge due to our small size. And so one of the things that I plan on doing, if elected, is I want to get a sobriety recovery court, sobriety or drug and alcohol treatment court into the county. And because of those overlapping powers that you have, that you can handle district court cases and circuit court cases, if those judges want to let you do that or want help doing those, by having those additional powers or duties, it'll allow me to bring one of those courts for the benefit of our citizens and voters. Now,
the sobriety court, is that something that's new completely to northern Michigan, or is that something that surrounding counties have?
A lot of the surrounding counties. I'm on the board of both the Sheboygan. For probably the last 7 years, I've been the public defender for Presque County and for Sheboygan County. I travel back and forth. But as part of my duties over in Sheboygan County, I have been on the board for, or the committee or group for both the recovery court, which involves drugs, or people that are addicted to drugs, and the sobriety court, which are people that have issues with alcohol. And I want to say these treatment courts started to pop up about 15, 16 years ago. The ones that we've had, the two that we have in Sheboygan County, are at least over 10 years old. I want to say about 15 years old. And originally started by Judge Barton for the sobriety court and Judge Pavlich for what used to be called the drug court, but now the recovery court. It's been renamed under Judge Gauthier.
Now, what ways, I guess, as you as judge, and maybe this isn't a fair question, but what ways could you make the judicial process in Presque County smoother?
Well, for the most part, we have a great program. I mean, I work with a phenomenal judiciary. The judges that we have, we share 2 judges with Sheboygan County. That's our circuit court judge and our district court judge. And then each county has their own probate judge. And in our county, it's Judge Stone, and in Sheboygan County, it's Judge Visno. All those judges have endorsed me in this race. But to answer your question, to make it smoother, for the most part, we have a pretty good program. So I'm trying to think of a good example for making it smoother. The staff is phenomenal. The judges, I don't know if it can necessarily be made much smoother. Just the thing I can bring is a knowledge of the people of the community. But from being from the community, working in the community, I can bring that knowledge to, plus my work experience and probably experience of practicing for 25 years.
Now, you seem to have a lot of experience within Presque County alone. What's that, I guess, as opposed to your opponent? Do you have a lot more experience than her? Is she really in the court systems in Presque, or as much as you are? Or?
Well, I've practiced in Presque County for 25 years. The first time I met my opponent was in July at a candidate forum. I have never seen my opponent in the county building.
Okay.
My understanding is she's a qualified attorney, but practices in Alpena, and that's where her focus is.
So how will your experience, I guess without attacking her, but how would your experience be better suited than hers, as far as Presque probate court goes?
Yeah, and I agree wholeheartedly. I don't have any desire to attack anybody, just that I'm from the area. I've been to graduations where say as a probate attorney, you get assigned to kids a lot of times that, again, I said, are neglected or are delinquent. I've been assigned to children that have gone from, I get them in junior high because they were throwing rocks through windows and just never really could quit doing bad things, all the way through the point that they've graduated. I've seen those kids graduate. I've been at high school graduations for the kids that I've been assigned to. I know most of the people that are coming through the system. My wife works in Onaway. She's the nurse practitioner at the Onaway schools through Thunder Bay. My wife knows all the children in the area just because they've come through the school and knows the kids in the schools.
And how important how important is it for a probate judge, I guess, on the community, the stuff that you see day to day? I mean, forming your community, that's got to have an impact.
And I would agree. I mean, some of the things that I really wanted to implement or plans that I have are based off of the knowledge I've gained through my position at the probate court and working in the Presque judicial system. We need a recovery court or sobriety court, a treatment court program to help people get over their addictions. We have a need for the students. This would be a probate judge thing they call it like a day treatment program, which is really some classes or a schooling system. They have one in surrounding areas, while one of the ones is in Sheboygan, where it's an intense program for the children that just aren't going to cut it in a normal educational setting that otherwise would drop out. And those children, there's a large success rate of getting them graduated when you put them into a different type of program. And that's a program that I would like to get involved here because we need one. Another thing that I would really like to bring, or a program, would be sort of a community service program where the kids, instead of going out and cleaning windows or sweeping a sidewalk, either do a craft such as carpentry or that type of thing, where they build a project for the community, whether it's for Posen, Onaway, Rogers City, and whether that's going to be woodworking or that type of thing, that they, as part of their, I guess you'd say it's punishment or disposition, that they have to work in that program, giving back to the community and also learning a skill.
That's really cool, especially, like you said, giving back to the community. It is difficult, and everybody knows this, to have lawyers in Northeast Michigan. We just don't have that many. What keeps you here? And you've obviously been here for quite a while.
Well, initially, obviously, what brought me back was my family. My mother still lives in the Sheboygan area. She lives in Sheboygan. My grandchildren and children live in Rogers City. At least one pair of them. I have relatives in the Rogers City area. My in-laws live in Onaway. My wife is actually very involved in the Onaway area. And I've been practicing law in these the two communities for a number of years, and I have no desire to go anyplace else.
Now, who is an American leader, I guess, so people can get some perspective of you? Who's an American leader that you respect?
I am definitely probably a Ronald Reagan groupie. I love his humor, his sense of humor. My wife probably gets tired of hearing old Ronald Reagan jokes. That I know so many of them. So during my lifetime, he's probably one of the people that I've respected the most as a leader.
They're still classic.
Yeah.
So I guess in closing, what is, I guess the election's on November 5th. Can people vote right now? I mean, are you encouraging them to vote election day? What's that process?
Well, right now what has happened is this is a brand new system this year for the most part, and a lot of people don't even know it's available, but absentee ballots have just gone out. People have been receiving their absentee ballots over this weekend, and I believe my wife received hers a couple days ago. And then what they're now having is also early voting. And you can vote a certain number of days beforehand. Presque Township, and I should say county, each of them, I believe it's posted on the door at the county building of where the different precincts are having you vote. But all of the voting districts have early voting, and you can vote that way. I guess I'm a traditionalist. I'll be there on the election day. And the numbers, we looked at them right after the primary. The majority of the people are still waiting till waiting to the election day. A lot of that still do that. They don't know that they have the options till it gets around.
Well, and some people like to lock in their votes early too, and it's just your preference. But thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. And obviously, if you live in Presque County on November 5th, please get out and vote. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching this. I'll point out that, yes, I have been endorsed by all of our local judges. Also been a good friend of mine, Joe Brubaker, and our sheriff has endorsed me. I'm very flattered that I was endorsed by Right to Life. I'm the only candidate that has that endorsement, and the Presque Republican Party has also endorsed me. So I think you can tell where my values lie, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you this evening.